Well, hi there. It's been over a month since I uploaded anything, and it's time for a new Blu-ray update. I thought I was going to wait to do this because I still have stuff coming in, but I don't think it's going to be in for quite some time, so I'm going to show you all the movies I've bought in the past month or so. Just over a month, I think. Picked up Zero Dark 30. Absolutely excellent thriller, based on the manhunt, of course, for Osama bin Laden. I think this is an absolutely riveting movie, incredibly tense, just fantastic from start to finish. I'm surprised it didn't win Best Picture. Jessica Chastain is absolutely fantastic in the role of Maya. If you haven't seen this one, highly recommend. Pretty tremendous stuff. Then we've got Hitchcock, starring Anthony Hopkins and Scarlett Johansson, among others. Great movie. This is about the relationship between Alfred Hitchcock, the world-famous director, and his wife Alma during the making of the legendary movie Psycho. So, being a Hitchcock and particularly a Psycho fan myself, I had to pick this movie up, and I thought it was very good. Great drama. It's not so much about Psycho, it's more about their relationship really, and they really bring it as these characters. But still, if you're a Hitchcock fan, then I think this is a no-brainer. Really tremendous makeup effects on Sir Anthony Hopkins. Really looks and sounds just like Hitch. I was surprised to learn a few things about this movie. It's actually a low-budget movie, fairly low budget, and K&B Effects actually did the makeup for this film, including the ones on Anthony Hopkins. So those old horror dudes, the ones who made Evil Dead 2 actually helped make this movie, so that's pretty cool. Solid movie, pretty slow. It's a drama, you know, but I thought it was pretty good. So if you enjoy Hitchcock, I think it's definitely worth checking out. Picked up some Marvel Blu-rays I was missing. Captain America, solid movie. Not my favorite, probably. I mean, it's solid, but it's still probably one of the weaker movies of Marvel Phase 1, in my opinion. I think Iron Man 2 is probably even worse than this. But, I don't know. It's okay. It's a decent movie, I think. Characters are very well established in this one, so enjoy that, and then it kind of becomes action montage after action montage, but that's just fine. So, Captain America, the First Avenger. Also picked up Thor. I really quite enjoyed this one. Looking forward to seeing it again. I actually really liked the worlds in this one, you know, the way they present Valhalla and the Bifrost and all that stuff. Great visual effects, great action, and just a fun movie. So I actually thought this was pretty good. I think this is certainly one of the more underrated ones of Marvel Phase 1, in my opinion. And we've got The Neverending Story, a classic German film, I believe. Awesome stuff. If you haven't seen this one, go check it out. I had not seen this one until I think this year or last year actually. So I actually rented it on demand first, and I was totally blown away. I thought it was an awesome movie. Really unique. It's kind of got that sort of German darkness going on. It's actually pretty intense. I mean, it's not like there's blood and limbs flying everywhere, but I was really surprised by how sort of deep and heavy the story was, and very cleverly told. Great music as well, and some pretty dated effects, but nevertheless a must-have movie. What you're looking at is not a mistake. No, I actually ordered a Katy Perry movie. Go figure. A documentary about Katy Perry. Okay. Wreck-It Ralph. Been waiting for this one for a long time. I've seen it twice now, and I love this movie. I think it's one of the best Disney movies. Certainly the best. I think this is actually the best 3D animated movie I've ever seen. And by 3D I mean 3D animation, not 3D glasses and stuff. I think this is a great movie. Anybody who's ever played a video game, a modern video game, a classic video game, an arcade game, needs to see this movie, I think. It works for all ages. It's got action, it's funny, it's got pretty much everything, in my opinion. And it's got a relentless pace, and it's wonderfully well animated, and it looks fantastic on Blu-ray. So, here you go. Also picked up some more Disney classics. The Black Cauldron on DVD. This is probably the darkest Disney film ever made. This was during the, I want to say 80s, when Disney were trying new things, and this is certainly very, very interesting. It's a fantasy film, and it is incredibly, incredibly dark for a Disney film. I'm not saying people die left and right, but it does have like this evil skeleton king raising zombies from the dead and stuff like that, and it is absolutely incredible. Especially the baddie there. So if you think that Disney films are all about song numbers and, you know, silly romantic stuff, I highly recommend you give this one a watch. I think you will be pleasantly surprised if you like the darker stuff. And another classic I found cheap, The Sword in the Stone. This is not a great Disney movie by any means. It's actually one of their lesser ones, but it's pretty funny. It's short and sweet and pretty funny. I like the idea that Merlin is aware of everything that's going to happen in the future. Like, he's aware of technology as we know it and all that stuff. That just cracks me up for some reason. I've seen this one a few times. I've seen it maybe 2 or 3 times overall now. And like I said, it's not a great movie by any chance. The actual Sword in the Stone, that whole aspect of the story, only accounts for about 5-7 minutes of the film, which is kind of weird. But there you go. Just fun to revisit these flicks, I think. I enjoy old Disney classics, so that's me. And then we have the Lords of Salem, the Rob Zombie film, the latest Rob Zombie film. I saw this one and I liked it actually. I've actually enjoyed almost all of Rob Zombie's films to date, believe it or not. I like the man's style. I like the way he can tell a visual story. This one's very creepy. It owes a lot to the likes of Kubrick and old 70s horror films, and it's actually pretty well photographed, and it's actually pretty atmospheric. Never thought I'd say that about a Rob Zombie movie, but it's actually true. So if you did not like his first movies, you may want to give this one a chance. It's a gamble. You may be freaked out and you may be laughing your butt off, but I actually liked it. I thought it was pretty creepy, atmospheric, well shot, and interesting. An interesting departure for Mr. Zombie. So I give Lords of Salem a definite thumbs up. And then we have the latest from Tarantino, Django Unchained. And this is a beautiful steelbook edition. I held off picking this one up until I could locate this version. So glad I did. It is absolutely wonderful. I love the use of color here, this sort of worn out red with the black. Black and red are my favorite colors, so it works great. Django Unchained is a very, very good movie. It's not his best in my opinion. I don't think it's quite up to par with the rest of his, with the best, so to speak. I think it's very solid though. I'd give it 4 out of 5 stars for certain, but I don't think it's like perfect or anything. It does actually, it's the first Tarantino movie where I've said this, but I actually think this does drag on a little bit. It's a little long, and there are some songs. He uses music, of course, in a very effective way, but there are some songs where you're just like, was this song really necessary? Do we have to sit and listen to the entire song? But I don't know. That's just me. I'm being stupid. So there's Django Unchained. Check it out if you haven't. Very violent, very funny. Touches on a very dark subject matter, but I think he does it very, very well. Highly controversial movie in some ways. But man, you can't shy away from controversy when you're making films and when you're making art. You have to tackle these subjects, and I'm glad he did, and he did so very well. There's Django Unchained. The new edition of Evil Dead. This is the UK edition. I'm so glad this edition reached us in Europe as well. It was available in America for some time, but then it became available in the UK as well, and I picked it up. This is a great edition of a classic movie. Tons of special features, very, very great stuff. A long documentary with Bruce Campbell himself, which is rare, or getting more and more rare these days, I want to say. And yeah, just a classic splatterfest comedy. Having seen all 4 Evil Dead movies now, I don't think this is the best one. I actually think this is the weakest one overall. I'm not saying it's a bad movie by any means, but it just, I don't know, the humor doesn't always gel with me. I think Army of Darkness is a lot funnier. If I want to watch a funny Evil Dead movie, I'll watch Army of Darkness. And I think the first Evil Dead is still the best overall. But you gotta have this one. It's totally classic. You can't really count yourself a horror fan if you don't have this in your collection. And then we have the ABCs of Death. Very interesting movie. Heard about this. I saw this poster all over the place, and I was wondering what the heck is going on with that poster. What is this thing? The ABCs of Death is an anthology horror film. There's one short film for every letter of the alphabet, and they all have something to do with death. It's incredibly wild, very random. You have no idea what's going to happen next, and pretty much everything does happen. It's violent, it's funny, it's bloody, it's gory. There's a lot of nudity, there's a lot of obscenity, stuff like that, so be prepared for that kind of stuff if you're going to watch this movie. But it is very, very good overall. Just a very strange, unusual, interesting, wonderful experience. If you like horror, if you like death, if you like gore, mayhem, carnage, I can't recommend this one enough. The ABCs of Death. Picked up one more Steelbook, Resident Evil Retribution. Again, not the best movie. It's actually a pretty terrible movie, to be quite honest. But I couldn't resist this beautiful Steelbook. Yeah, that's the way I work. And Mila Jovovich does look great kicking ass in tight leather, so there's always that. It's one of those movies that you can just, if you want to shut off your brain, you can just watch this movie for like 2 hours. So, I don't know. Not the best, but still, I do enjoy, you know, the occasional action film that doesn't have depth or meaning or purpose, I was gonna say. So yeah, that's Resident Evil Retribution. This is really for the hardcore action movie fans. It doesn't really have much of a plot to speak of. It's just an excuse for beautiful women kicking ass and tons of action. And it does deliver on that. I mean, it's not a hopeless movie. At least it has some action for you. Got a couple of box sets here, 3 of them to be exact. I'm not going to delve into them now, but I will give you a quick look at them, and then I will be making a separate unboxing video, probably where I unbox all 3 of them. First one is the complete Saw collection. Yes, indeed. I've been wanting to pick this up for some time. I was expecting that there was going to be a complete Saw collection, and sure enough there was. All 7 Saw films. Some are good, some are not so good. The original is really the classic, the must-see film in my opinion. If you're not a hardcore fan, you can skip the rest. But I've actually enjoyed most of these. I think Saw 5 is pretty damn terrible, but most of them are actually good, in my opinion. I like the first one, I like the second one. I actually like the third one. I think a lot of people don't, but I think it's pretty good. I mean, great effects. Certainly doesn't disappoint with the blood and carnage, but none of them do. That's really the highlight of this movie, seeing people being ripped to shreds in creative ways. The fourth one I actually saw, I think, in theaters, believe it or not, and it had a very interesting twist that I did not see coming at all. So I like 4 quite a lot. 5, on the other hand, is another story. 5 is a terrible movie. They just did not have a lot going on there. Just a terrible excuse for a movie. But again, it does bring the carnage. It's all about the blood and gore, so I guess it could be even worse. Part 6 was pretty good, I thought. I can't remember much about Part 6. I think this image is from Part 6. I might be mistaken. And finally, Saw 7, which is also known as Saw 3D or Saw the Final Chapter. It's got a lot of different titles. It brought everything full circle just as I expected it to, and I thought that was very, very satisfying, actually. So there you go, there's the complete Saw collection. To boldly go where no man has gone before. Star Trek, the original series, The Full Journey. Yes, indeed, I am going to start watching Star Trek. I have never seen the original series or any of the other series. I have not seen The Next Generation, Voyager, DS9, the animated series, none of it. So it all starts here. I'm going to be joining Kirk and Spock on their adventures where no man has gone before. Should be wonderful. I'm looking forward to it highly. This is a very interesting set. Contains all 3 seasons of the original series in a little, very little actually, cardboard box set. Let me show you a Blu-ray for comparison. See, it's a little bit shorter than your average Blu-ray case, and the edge sticks up a little bit there. Unfortunately, the discs in this one are not housed very well at all. They're in these small pockets. I'll show you in the next video. When I opened this up, 3 discs had already fallen out. That is not good at all. However, I was able to secure them, and I think they're pretty solid now. The thing about this set is just, it cost about 120 bucks or something like that, which is still a lot of money. But if I had bought these seasons separately, it would have cost me about twice as much. Well over $200, and I was not quite willing to spend that much money. But I was willing to drop 100 bucks on it for some reason. Yeah, but yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's going to be great. I can't wait. It's going to be really, really, really fun to watch this show, which is really legendary, you know. There are so many generations of people, so many of all ages, genders, from all walks of life who enjoy Star Trek, and I'm sure I will be one of them. The only thing I've seen of Star Trek so far is the J.J. Abrams movie. I have not seen Into Darkness, and I have not seen any of the Star Trek movies, the original ones, and I've not seen any of the series, so it all begins here. Stay tuned for a complete unboxing of this. And finally, another gargantuan Blu-ray set that I finally picked up. Everybody and their mother has this already, but I was late to the party. It's the Bond 50 James Bond set on Blu-ray. Fantastic Blu-ray set, I must say. I'm actually watching these right now. I've watched almost all of them. I've watched all the way from Dr. No to Tomorrow Never Dies. So today I figure I'm probably going to watch The World Is Not Enough. And I actually put Skyfall in there, believe it or not. I bought that separately and put it in here with the others. When I make a proper unboxing video of this, I will be talking about the transfers for the movies. I will be talking about my favorite Bond movies, my least favorite Bond movies, and I will also be showing you the Skyfall Steelbook. For now, these are all the Blu-rays I've picked up. Come back and we will do some proper unboxings of these. And they may be joined by the Tarantino XX box set, which I have coming in as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.